Thank you, hon. I appreciate it. I'm getting out here from 1 hour ago. Uh, Milka Halla? Miss Mike? Sure. I'm gonna play it. Yeah, I see the lion face and Egyptian here. I'm sure she can make the turn real quick, playing the pride. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Oh, most of the letters are here. UNFINI. Oh, jeepers. So I know for sure, because it can't be from the conservation information in the same place as twice unless, oh, yes, cosine for what it is, sine, cosine. That'd probably by HED. I like to have some fun. But that's perspective for you, mathematically speaking, and generally what I could tell you about you both, because I don't care about either of you, but I love your work, and it certainly does pretty good. Remember, it's Sunday for me. I'm taking the day off. I ain't working today, but I'm going to have to breathe and say something. You know, I'm still going to try to put it in there and cover off the index on what it does, because there's no time off, ever.
I grew up homeless in the wilderness. So this is Northern California in the late 70s and through the 80s, where we were living off-grid.
Wild.
There was times like 6 years old.
I can do. Not because it's big. Because, like I said, homeless, it winds up being the system away from gravity, but you're still in gravity by the index of 0 to 1.
And that's where.
Well, that's mathematically where we got to dance, buddy. Me and you, because you're big. And I'm going to smash you real good. Honey, this is your index on this, because that's where that is, because you big inside here. And all I would need is something like that in a room like that to start picking up on the fucking rabbit. Now, survival by the standard doesn't matter where you live. In the city, out in the Mojave, eating rattlesnakes, or anything else to make dinner tonight on time dilation between 0 and 0.1. Now, that's why this guy kind of plays off on an index X, Y, and Z is flaming hydrogen. Probably why you chose him as an index for what the set is. Good, bad, or indifferent. Up, 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 down, down, up, and down, down for the hadron colliders being magnetic fields N1/2 here. We're just going to say to you, it's going to be N1/2 the differential by CT paradox in the index here to make a trajectory on the timeline. You die. Your team dies. Your legacy dies. His dies by not bringing up the mathematics inside of the system, inside the integration. Why? Why homeless New York City or California under the bridge today of what people couldn't figure out food for?
It wasn't always necessarily homeless. Like during the school year, we would be closer to
Bernoulli's, field theory, Bell.
A shack,
you know, they are cheat answers because you got to be careful with those mathematicians. They're just as bad as psychologists and chemists some days. You're in a thing, in a box that keeps you isolated from it, away from certain problems. The big guy here could use him for a bunch, I'm sure, on the farm, but I can't use him for anything because he decided to eat rattlesnakes in the Mojave, and I'm not chasing his ass down to get him back. He's free to do it, and it'll come back. Learn something here. Mount Sinai, different timelines. Obviously, topology would make it different. Some E to E1.
It's just a different environment. And
well, like I said, it's just right-hand rule in America.
Yeah,
it's the book we use, Math Problem, Tom, Dick, Harry. It's Hellboy.
About it going,
how much TV you watch, take a look at the index of what's Catholicism, why you would want
to not having, the connection with
get out, and the second you run out there, you find out gravity being the rabbit, the Mojave.
We just read books. My parents were very intelligent. They just chose not to be part of
but we got game more than numbers because there's a real deal about dough. There's a real deal about waste want. There's wastage diseases that's like, well, the last one was some zombie disease in some country over there where they ate the dead body after it was sitting out on the table, and they want them getting real sick. But it's just a delta variant by delta A, delta B, change in fields, correlated timeline, compression. Sometimes the readjustment of those things go three-phase, X, Y, and Z. It's like, well, you just can't do the field theory readjustment on that. Field theory's got to be which field? Special relativity first. Hot plasmic state of special relativity. Einstein figured out general relativity. Field manual, survival, fear and anxiety would be the same IH you see in the city when a big guy like this walks into the system about being a talker. Being, well, I was more than just you thought I was, buddy. Now, this might be a problem because you coming up negative on the index, what you're claiming to be a differential on timelines for what this thing does, because that's the map. It's the chessboard on scale that is the Mojave that day. Now, you can tell anybody walking in that field, right, big guy? It's like, well, you can't get the rabbits like that. We're going to switch off on foods. We're going to do things like that. Being a Terminator gambit of different forms in this standard. Being 15, AR 15-0-1, AR 670-1, AR 620, AR pause 600. Who's the generals in here? Just the people by that standard, by that system. It was just you in the woods, and it's you in the woods. That rabbit out there trying to run from the rattlesnake, eating some grass in the same way. What's the area? What's the timelines? What's the system? CT paradox of that value, having Valentine Rabbit running from Conquest out here, playing on the system. It's like that guy missed that rabbit. That rabbit got fucking smart. Stays out of the trap.
Oregon, the eastern
That's the
side
way
of
it
the
is.
state
It's
where
how it
there's a lot of
plays. It's
deserts
just
and mountains
two neutrons this close together. Neutron-star collisions in the system. It feels like this. We're making a loop inside it is. Black holes gonna beat us both because Hawkins radiation is. But where it fails in the zero of the quadrant of that position, if I were to put something like Hawking down here next on the timeline, is going to be an index of 0. I don't know what black hole, what O-type, what black body radiation, Jeans Array Light, her thesis on this of spectrums, like you had graphs, the common things that you do, start there. Don't waste anybody's time on anybody's system. Go out there, read the graffiti on the wall, just like he read the rabbit sign, and Valentine's sitting out there waiting for you.
Go to prison. I'm watching